welcome to episode 92, part 3 of Africa's premier sports video podcast, the 3 Quarters podcast. As usual, remember to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan to support the Kenya Simbas as they're still looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. I'm Janine Duffield.
And I'm Ngara Kamuya.
So no more rugby. As usual, start off with, well, sort of usual.
Yeah.
Start off with the E.P.L.
Yeah.
So match day 8, we had Tottenham versus Cardiff City, 1-0. Man United versus Newcastle, 3-2. Then they came back late in the second half to win that game, so well done to them.
Yes.
We had Fulham versus Arsenal, 5-1 to Arsenal. I think guys who were betting on that game, those 50%. Then we had Southampton versus Chelsea, where Chelsea won 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, Man United scraping that win 3-2, I would have expected them to, for it to be a bit convincing. Unfortunately for United, they're having their problems. Spurs, still going strong. Arsenal shocking everyone. A couple of goals by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Aaron Ramsey, Alexandra Lacazette. Amongst the guys who scored. So Arsenal shocking everyone. Everyone expected them to win, but not this.
Not by that. Yeah. Then
Chelsea, of course, expected to win versus Southampton 3-0.
Then we have match day 9 preview. So we've got Chelsea versus Man United, 54% rather on Chelsea and 21 on Man United. West Ham versus Tottenham, 23 on West Ham and 52 on Tottenham. Man City versus Burnley, 88 on Man City, 3% on Burnley. I mean, you should have just said 0, but Huddersfield versus Liverpool, 8% on Huddersfield, 76 on Liverpool, and the last one is Arsenal versus Leicester City, 62 on Arsenal, finally, and 17 on Leicester City. What do you think of that? Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree with all of them. Of course, the game of the weekend is going, or the game for match day 9 is going to be Chelsea versus Manchester United. I still do feel that the predictions are quite correct. Chelsea 54% to Manchester United, 21% to Manchester United are having a lot of problems, and hence they're not being able to produce the results that are expected at Old Trafford. So I don't expect them to shock everyone when they go to the bridge, and I do expect Chelsea to beat United.
Talking about Man United, are they having dressing room trouble? And no, we don't mean, they get rest. So we've got Coach Mourinho and Paul Pogba, and they've been at it since Pogba came back from Juventus. So it's gotten to the point where some players are with Pogba, some are against, and of course that's going to cause a rift, per se. In the changing room, on the pitch, it's going to affect performance. And you've also got the fact that they had a little spat at training. And that saw Pogba stripped of his vice captain, title, per se. So what do you think of this whole debacle?
Let me tell you, and fine, I can understand when you have beef with coach and players. But there's a problem with this new breed of coaches and footballers. Because, and I take you back to, I'll give 2 examples. Example number 1 is 2002. A game, Arsenal versus Manchester United. Arsenal beat United 2-0. And United go back to the dressing room. And Sir Alex Ferguson, he used to be called the hairdryer because of the treatment he'd give you in terms of making noise at you. So he makes noise and he attacks Beckham. And Beckham swears. And Beckham stands up and he, clenches his fist. And Alex Ferguson kicks a boot, and the famous scraped Beckham here, and he had a scar, and it was a big thing because the next time Beckham went for a press conference, he had a bandage there, right? That's the first instance. Immediately that happened, Sir Alex Ferguson went to the board and said, David Beckham has to leave. And in a matter of months, Beckham had been sold to Real Madrid because he used to say the manager is the biggest person in the club, and I do agree with that. Second example is this same person we're talking about, Jose Mourinho, when he was at Chelsea. When he was at Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich brought in Andrei Shevchenko, who was a Ukrainian superstar, AC Milan, and he brought him from AC Milan to Chelsea. Mourinho didn't want Shevchenko, and it became an issue. It became a spat between Abramovich and Mourinho. Mourinho resigned, and he left. And he said when he was leaving, all the players but one were sad. He was very clear about it.
Wow.
And just because of the Shevchenko issue. Now, this issue is happening between him and Pogba. They're saying that the tactics that Mourinho is trying to employ at Manchester United are not fit for Manchester United. Fair enough. That's your question. Or that's your opinion, and that's fine. But he's the coach at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He's the person who's been mandated by Manchester United to make you guys play whatever he feels is right for you
Exactly.
guys. He's a professional from that point. Your work as a player is to listen to what the coach says and follow what the coach says. You get the feeling that Pogba has come back with some airs after winning the World Cup and having a very stellar World Cup performance. And that's why I'm feeling that this is getting out now. So if there's a problem in the dressing room, then it's going to reflect on the pitch, and that's exactly what you're seeing. So if I'm at United and I'm the board then should be giving Mourinho the powers. And telling, look, hey, Paul Pogba, you play ball or you go.
Yeah.
You wanted to go to Barcelona, go. We can deal with it without you, right?
Yep. Although he can't leave until
until January, of course. He can't leave now. But I'm saying, look, Chief.
Yeah.
You
either play ball or you
go.
That's okay. That's fine.
So the old school managers, Fabio Capello. I remember when he was at Real Madrid, David Beckham had just announced he was moving to LA Galaxy. Capello benches him and he says, look, he's going.
Yeah,
so why do we have him? Why is he playing?
Why am I playing him now?
Okay, later on he had to play him because of injuries.
Yeah.
But you like the old school managers, like Chief, I am the manager.
Yes.
I am the one who's going to give the tactics. You play ball or you go.
Yeah, and no player is above the manager, because when you have players coming back feeling that they're better than other players or they should get preferential treatment, or if they don't like something, then it's going to have to change.
Yeah.
Then that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it is going to be a problem. So in this particular one, of course we don't know the intricate details, but in this particular one, I'd be asking Manchester United to support Jose Mourinho. If you feel that Mourinho is not getting you guys where you want to be, then get rid of him.
Yep.
But you can't be having this part.
Yeah. That just can't be happening on a team.
It can't be happening, yeah.
So we move on to basketball. And the NBA are looking to introduce fourth quarter tickets. And of course at a reduced price.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you see this. I'm thinking because they're saying all the action is in the last quarter, and you can miss the whole game, but you can't miss the ending because you get the final score from that.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, what if the game was won in the third quarter?
True.
And then the fourth quarter is just guys playing around.
True.
I don't know. I mean, of course, yes, you get the final score after the fourth quarter, but it's got its pros and cons. What do you think about that?
Let me tell you, the little I know about America. Some extensive research must have gone into this
before this decision was made.
Before this suggestion was made.
Yep.
And you get the feeling that they have seen the amount of, from a rating standpoint, they've seen the amount of action that happens in the fourth quarter. So whether it's a good idea or not, I cannot comment on it just now. But it's an interesting idea because I'm trying to think of myself, okay, basketball already has too many breaks. Do I want to sit throughout the 3 hours? Maybe I just want to come in for the last quarter. But like you're saying, all the action could have happened in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, and then that's it.
But if it's introduced, I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting.
I'm sure to begin with, lots of people are going to be going just for the fourth quarter or be subscribing and watching just the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Because I mean, obviously that's where you'll get to know what happened in the game.
That's true.
But it is an interesting concept.
It's an interesting. I cannot say whether it's good or bad. We just have to.
We'll wait to see how that works out.
Yeah.
So now we move on to our bonus segment, where it's all about the Spanish league and the English. I mean, it's an age-old debate.
Yes.
You've got your guys who are like, no, but these guys are more talented. We're talking about, La Liga.
Yeah.
More talented. They've got flair. They've got this. They've got that. And then you've got, your guys on this side of the Premier League, where I'm just thinking, okay, so for the Premier League, it's easily accessible to everyone around the world. I don't think there are people who, there are very few people who don't watch the English. Whoa. English Premier League. Too many L's and R's. So yes, from that standpoint, Premier League is definitely on top. The sense that it's got more money pumped into it, which means that it's better organized. It's more competitive. There's that air of not really air, but there's the fact that it's unpredictable per se. You're not sure who'll be top three. You're not sure who'll be bottom three, and that's always good to for a league. But then with La Liga, you've got it churns out so many good players.
Yes.
And fine, they might go play elsewhere, but there's still from that league.
From that league.
However, you've got your the guys at the top, and your guys. There's no competition.
Yeah.
There is definitely no competition. But I guess that also comes in with the money that's pumped into the sport or the league rather.
I in all honesty, and the reason why I always side with the Premier League is because what I've seen over the last 20 years in both, and I've followed both leagues closely over the last 20 years, and ever since I started watching La Liga, only 4 teams have won the La Liga. Real Madrid, Barcelona, of course, are the 2 top ones. Valencia at some point, and Atletico Madrid. Those are the only teams. At some point, you still have Deportivo La Coruna that used to be together the big boys, but you no longer see them. Then I felt it was a bit more competitive than now. Premier League, Manchester United, Chelsea,
it's open for
Leicester.
Anyone who's having a good season.
Yes, can win, right?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I always say. The second thing I always say is that I can wake up and watch a game versus Stoke versus Everton, but I'm not going to sit down and watch Atletico Bilbao versus Getafe.
That is very true. A lot of people wait for the big games.
You wait for the big games. You wait to see Real Madrid and Barcelona. Even Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. It's a Madrid derby, yes, but not too many people follow it, right? So that's the other thing. I always say that's why the Premier League has an app. The argument La Liga guys have is that La Liga teams have won the Champions League very many times.
Yes.
But the question I always ask, how many games are you playing in a season? That's number one. Number two, all leagues but the English league have a break in December.
Yep.
You have a 1-month break. This body is just like a machine. It's going to break down at some point. If you're playing 60, 70 games a season, it's going to break down. By the time these Premier League boys are getting to the latter stages of the Champions League, you can imagine how many games played. The FA Cup, Carabao Cup, which used to be the Carling Cup. They've played lots of games. So I always say that, look, I still think the Premier League is the most competitive league. The reason why Spain has a lot of representation in the latter stages of the Champions League is just because of the talent in 2 teams. Real Madrid, Barcelona. Recently, we've seen Atletico Madrid. But, let's not say that. I'll not say that that it's more competitive than English Premier League.
I would say I agree with you in terms of if a league is to be competitive, we can't just look at the talent. We've also got to look at how the game is developed. And we've also got to look at the top teams and the bottom teams and how competitive that is.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it doesn't really make much sense.
That's true.
But that's all we have time for.
I'd
like to know what guys think about those 2 leagues. Which one do you think is the better league?
You'll find that guy saying Serie A.
I know. So find us on social media, that is by following us on Instagram, liking our page on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Demi Modofio.
And I'm Ngara Kamuya.
#Road to Japan. See you next week.